Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Take Us Seriously podcast. You see the names below, but we're just going to get right to it. We're talking the Super Bowl week. We're going Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I always say, and I know I say that a lot, this game going to come down to three things. Who's playing good? Who's hot at the right time? Hey, and take a little luck too. But I don't know where he's going to go. So where you going though?
Look, man, at the end of the day, the Super Bowl is almost every time decided by the same criteria, just like every other game. The X factor is the man throwing the ball. And at the end of the day, I've learned through my lifetime that it's just certain because you just don't bet against. Tom Brady being number one and Patrick Mahomes being number two. With that, obviously, my faith lies with the Chiefs. Like I said, that four-syllable name, good old Patty Mahomes, man, just... Man's a freak of nature. I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts is not Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, a defense that acquired 73 sacks, but offensive line with the highest win rate in football for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career. Yeah, there's questions in regard to whether they can win like that this week. We'll see. And I don't want to hear no more about, oh, he out there playing on one leg. He been winning playing on one leg. His team all the way. With that one leg. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if Patrick Mahomes was playing with a crutch in one hand, I'll still bet on him. And then on top of that, bro, he's had 2 weeks of free time to recover and get that ankle strong. You don't bet against the baby goat, man. And like what you said, we was talking earlier and you was talking about, your boy Josh Allen and this ain't Josh Allen. He show up when the lights is on.
All right, enough slander. I've let you go on for long enough because you know something, even with that hurt ankle, I know you don't want me to talk about it, but with that hurt ankle, even if it was healthy, what he can't do, he can't get 13 rushing touchdowns because Jalen Hurts can do that. Jalen Hurts also can get 700 rushing yards in a season. Patrick Mahomes ain't done that yet. I'm seeing things from Jalen Hurts that I know I've been critical of in the past, but hey, you catch a wounded deer, hey, you kill the wounded deer. This is a good team, and it's a more complete team, and they're hot at the right time, like I said earlier. It's lucky for Mahomes. It really is. That he got hurt. If Hurts wouldn't have got hurt, I know, no pun intended, if that wouldn't have happened, then where would we be? He was the leading MVP candidate through and through until the injury happened. I see a guy that's going through, that's figuring it out at the right time. They're just better right now, and there's no shame in that.
I gotta disagree, bro. Yeah, the Eagles defensively easy. When you compare these teams defensively, Eagles got it. Special teams, give me Kansas City. Offensively, you gonna tell me that the man that has openly been the best quarterback in the league for the past 5 years and willed this team to the top. He lost Tyreek Hill. What'd he do? Still won the AFC. Still won the AFC. They said, could he do it? Could he do it with this makeshift wide receiver core? What'd he do? Lost his 3 best receivers last week. What'd he do? Still beat the Bengals. They said, oh, he out there hobbling. What'd he do? Rush for 20 yards to get the first down, hobbling to get the game-winning field goal. I'm just saying, we watching a miracle man at work. He ain't, what they call him. He ain't one of them apothecaries selling snake oil. He got real miracles in the bag. I'm just saying, man. I ain't saying he parting the Red Sea, but he doing the damn thing.
All right, you can say that he's doing those things, and I like that you mentioned that he's acting as a miracle man, if you will. But when your team is that good in the Philadelphia Eagles, you don't got to be a miracle man because they've got a run pass option offense, better known as the RPO, that is just that's taking the league by storm because they've got extra little wrinkles in there. They've got little things in there that the league just hasn't caught up to yet. When you can't stop the run, what are you gonna do? This is a defense in the Kansas City Chiefs that's what are they 31st in run defense? They're not very good. But go ahead with your question.
How many rushing yards Joe Mixon have last week?
Not very many, very low.
Okay, next.
But let's go off that. Even say that. Chris Jones, he had a field day. He shut it down. I'll give him credit. Like I said, run, pass, option. Let's take Michael Parsons, for example. We saw what happened with him. He tried. He's a stud. He's a star in his own right. But he had to make decisions, and every choice he made was wrong. So if he tries to rush, okay, it's going over your head for a screen because it's an RPO. It's just too much that you have to choose. If he tries to back off and play it honest, okay, a running back's going to run 5 yards right down your throat because now you're losing gap integrity. There's nothing that you can do. And to make matters worse, you got A.J. Brown and you got Devonta Smith on the outside. Who you going to double? What you going to do? At best case, you're going to get one-on-ones, and they going to win those.
It sound good. But we talking about a Kansas City team that has continuously topped the NFL, has seen these moments over and over and over, and a head coach that has led this team to be this staple of modern day football versus an Eagles team that had a soft ass schedule all year, played the Niners last week without Brock Purdy for the majority of the game. Who they played in the first round again? They played the Giants.
Yeah. I was hoping you weren't gonna say that one.
Oh, okay. Like they gotta show me. They gotta prove it to me because until further notice, the king maintains his crown. I'm just saying. I've been hearing all this nonsense about the Chiefs not hungry because they know what winning's like. Or did we forget that they just got dog walk in the last Super Bowl appearance? Did we forget that? Did we forget that everybody was counting Patrick Mahomes out all year? Did we forget that Patrick Mahomes was the underdog for the first time in his career a couple weeks back?
Yeah, it happens.
But he not hungry? Y'all crazy.
You know who is hungry though? And this isn't related to quarterback. I'm gonna go a little slight. I'm gonna change direction real quick. Nick Sirianni. So with the prior regime, before Andy Reid got the job, that regime got fired. Nick Sirianni was on that staff with the Chiefs in 2013. Andy Reid, he huddled up. He had a game plan. He was like, this Sirianni guy, they're giving me some good feedback. He might be something special here. So then, he huddles up and he's got his mustache and he's probably got a plate of cheeseburgers because Andy Reid, he loves himself some cheeseburgers. And he's probably thinking to himself like, this might be something here. Scrap it. I don't need them. No, I'm good. I got my staff. I got my Matt Nagy. I got my Eric Bieniemy. I got guys. So I don't need them. Nick Sirianni, he's not going to forget that. All it takes is a little bit of scorn for you to go ahead and use that as flame to the fire. Just like Jalen Hurts, he pulled off the gas pedal a little bit when he played against the Niners because they knew they were overmatched for them when Brock Purdy went down. Nick Sirianni is not going to forget that, and he's going to go full throttle on this Chiefs because they want them to know and they want them to feel they were never pretenders. They were always the guy.
It sound good, right? It all sound good when you say it. In reality, guess what? Andy Reid made the right choice. You want to know why? Because he's been winning without him. When Andy Reid came into Kansas City and turned that franchise around and brought everything he had with him. What Deion said, he brought his Louis luggage with him. He did. And the proof is in the pudding.
It worked.
Because last time I checked, since Andy Reid been in Kansas City, when the last time they had a losing season?
They don't do that there.
Oh,
they don't do that.
We talking about the same Kansas City that's the only team in the NFL with a winning record against Tom Brady?
This ain't about Tom. Let that man go ahead and walk off to the sunset.
It's not about Tom, but I'm just saying the only franchise in the league with a winning record against the GOAT, and you think they about to go lose to Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts? And then on top of that, man, not to beat the dead horse, but like you telling me they not hungry, and Travis Kelce at 33 is probably getting closer to the end of his prime through all these grimy yards and overutilization throughout these years. You think they not hungry? You think he about to come in here and lay down for them boys? Come on, man. And this receiving core, again, like I said, I hate to beat a dead horse, but every moment that we thought was too big for these receivers, all these secondhand guys showed up in every moment we thought they couldn't. And guess what? You know who the leader of that is?
Travis Kelce.
That boy Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Man, 4 syllables. I got 4 syllables for you. Patrick Mahomes.
All right, that's fine. I'll even give you a little tidbit that you can take. Patrick Mahomes is the brain, and Travis Kelce is the spine. So I'll even give you that. But you know what? This isn't a traditional RPO. This isn't a traditional offense that you're going to be able to stop because Jalen Hurts in this offense is going to give you fits. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do. You're going to have to double team A.J. Brown, or you're going to be in trouble. He's mini T.O. Figure it out. Like I also say, argue with your mama. I'm not here for the games because it's going to be tough for you. I just don't know what you're going to do. And if we're being honest, when I know you said we don't want to beat a dead horse, but come on. When the Eagles went up against the 49ers, I never had a question whether or not Jalen Hurts was going to score against the Niners. I didn't question that. I questioned whether or not Brock Purdy could score against this Eagles defense, if they could keep up with them. The same thing is going to happen with Patrick Mahomes now, because this is the same defense that since week 11 they're the number one in sack percentage and pressure percentage.
Question. So since week 11, they're number one in pressure percentage, but in a 17-game season, the Kansas City Chiefs at all points of the year have been number one-on-one win rate as far as offensive line.
I agree. So we're going to get a chance to see unstoppable force versus a movable object. Who's going to cave? But you know what? I got one better for you. And I like that you bring that up, because we also can look at, this is one of 4 teams to have 70 sacks in a season. That's different. That's not normal. That's up there with the 84 Bears. It's I know it's random, but it's crazy. So come on, man. It's the second best secondary this year by PFF Focus, by their cover grade. It's just, they're a different type of unit. When you put Patrick Mahomes in a situation where he's going to have to hold on to the ball longer because that coverage is nicer on the back end. So, okay, all right, it's going to take a little bit. You also have an elite pass rush that's coming after you. That means you're going to have to somehow buy time so that the wide receivers can get open. And you're going to have to try and figure a thing out to be able to get a first down with your legs. On a bum ankle? Come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Ankle can't be that bum. That's all I'm saying. And then on top of that, we gonna act. You say all of this to say what? Because I just want to break this down for you, right? This ain't the first time we seen Patrick Mahomes play the best defense in the NFL.
It's not. It's not.
This will be the second time in the Super Bowl, and this will be the first time that he has the number one rated offensive line in the league.
But you know what? Even though he's got the number one rated offensive line in the league, this team has 4 Pro Bowlers on their offensive line. This team also has the number one offense in the league.
That's cute, but like I said, I just watched Chris Jones single-handedly put his fist off in Joe Burrow's butthole.
He did. I'm sorry, Cincy fans.
You gonna tell me you don't think that Chris Jones can't show up? And then it's three other individuals on that line. 3 of them. So that's 3 1-on-1s. Chris Jones guaranteed a double team every snap. All he got to do is win at least a 30% rate.
I don't think he's gonna do that.
Come on, man. At the end of the day, I'm going to put it to you like this. Kansas City has been here. Patrick Mahomes has been here. And we know they do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. Sirianni might be a great coach. Jalen Hurts might be actually coming into his own. But they not doing it the way these boys doing it. I'm sorry. Patrick Mahomes is him. Jalen Hurts ain't him. He cool. But Patrick Mahomes is already encroaching on the pantheon, bro.
I'm not saying he's not doing those things. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is him. I'm saying his team is him. And that's what will make him him. Even though he's not that yet, it doesn't mean that he can't look like him for a day. When you also look at other coaches, you bring up Nick Sirianni just a second ago. Doug Peterson, he also was a second-year coach that won a Super Bowl with this same Eagles team. So you can't tell me it can't happen. It's just a matter of if it's going to happen. And one more thing, there's still players on that Super Bowl roster and Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham that were on that 2016 championship roster. So there's still players on the Kansas City Chiefs that was on their Super Bowl winning roster. And guess what? The head of the snake's still there. He is. I just got a feeling that history is going to repeat itself. Since you're so confident, let's make a wager. Okay. Whew. All right. So for the wager, I got something for you, because we only get a chance to see from the chest up. We're going to give y'all a little sneak peek, because we want y'all to see whoever loses this bet. I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles, but you ain't got to question my loyalty, because I've been picking pretty good all playoffs. So hey, you know where I'm going. Loser just got to do 20 push-ups on camera. 20 diamond push-ups, and you got a deal. You are disrespectful, but you know what? You got a darn tootin' deal. But this has been another episode of the Don't Take Us Seriously podcast. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Fly, Eagles, fly. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch y'all later.